Back with another episode of RCW Season 4. So this is episode 15. We are just 5 episodes away from the season finale and our second pay-per-view, RCW Riot. So a lot of things have been happening this season that we have been discussing about in the Discord, in social medias, whatever. And you know, basically the biggest thing that has been happening is the talk of Brian Outlaw versus Chris Danger, no holds barred at RCW Riot. And, you know, that is probably the most anticipated match at the moment. And, you know, it's been a long time coming, too, as well. Also, a lot of you guys have talked about my Career Universe Mode series as well. Like, that has been something that you guys have talked about. So, you know, it has been fun. And it's been fun to make it. And, you know, it's really one of those series that I was kind of iffy about. You know, because whenever I try something new, I don't know, I'm pretty sure this happens with you guys too. You never really know how it's going to be received. You never really know how things are going to go. And, you know, naturally, you know, you start to get a little iffy. You're like, is this going to be something that I want to do for a long time? Or is this going to be something that I want to put together for a while or whatever? And, you know, that's something that you initially have to decide yourself. And as a content creator. And one of I Survived Mania, I didn't watch the whole thing, John. I actually had to go back and watch some of the matches that I missed because it was just so long for me, and I was already tired. I was tired after the Batista and Triple H match. You know, but I survived it too. I still can't believe that card was so long. We'll definitely have some talks about that as the stream goes on. But like I was saying, when I first made the My Career Universe Mode series, or had the idea rather, like it was my first time ever posting to the Botch TV YouTube channel. Like, actually creating content for it besides exporting the streams over. You know, because I don't really consider that, you know, uploading anything. I really just consider that, you know, live streaming it on Twitch or whatever, then exporting it. You know, I don't really consider that making a video, you know, because it's really not a video. It's just an exportation of something that happened. So initially when I created that, I didn't really know where I wanted it to go and where and what I pictured happening from that series. You know, I was kind of like, well, since I didn't really like the traditional My Career in 2K19, why don't we make something where I'm in full control of what happens? And, you know, Universe Mode allows you to do that. By the way, because of the changes, the champion changes of WrestleMania, what I'm going to do in the Brian Outlaw My Career Universe Mode is I'm going to change the title holders. I will make it Kofi Kingston. I will make it not Brock Lesnar, thank God, Seth Rollins, and obviously the man, Becky Lynch. I will make her champion, even though that they're supposed to be unifying the titles. I think they're like making one title, since it was like a winner take all. She has a SmackDown and Raw title, but I'm pretty sure they're making like one championship. I hear the rumor is for women, and it's gonna be like cross branded or something. I don't know, because I think now with the tag team titles, that there's so many women on the main roster that there's too many for just 2 titles. You know what I mean? Like, with the brand split and everything. And I think it would be kind of cool to see some of the SmackDown women go head-to-head with Raw women. Would go to head-to-head with those women. And I think it would be kind of cool just to see that. You know, have a women's universal title. You know what I mean? But those changes will be made accordingly. So I will definitely do that when I go to record my next My Career Universe Mode episode. So I have the fourth one done. I have the next episode in that series done. I plan to record another one after this stream and then edit that one. Yeah. I can say without a doubt one of the best Manias in the modern era. There weren't all amazing moments, but I wasn't truly disappointed by anything on that pay-per-view, so that's a plus. I got emotional when Kofi won. The only thing disappointed I wouldn't say disappointed, because I was disappointed with how some of the matches were scripted and booked. However, I wasn't disappointed with the results of any of those matches. You know, Finn Balor winning, I wasn't disappointed. Seth Rollins winning, I was definitely not disappointed. But I was expecting that Brock Lesnar match to last a little bit longer than it did, instead of 15 minutes? Or 10 minutes? Like me, my words were, what kind of match was that? However, I loved the Kofi one. I loved the women's main event. I loved every single match after that. I'm just saying I would have booked it differently. I'm not going to probably change... I wouldn't have changed the results of it. But, that's how it is. Plus, I got to hear Paige on commentary for the women's tag team match, which that was kind of fun. And the kickoff panel. I actually watched the kickoff show, and I got to see her on the kickoff panel for a bit, so that was kind of fun, too. But as you were saying, I wasn't truly, disappointed by any other... I just wish it wasn't as long as it was. That's the only thing I would have changed, how it was booked. It would have been cool to see Angle and Cena. Yeah, that's what I really wanted. A women's tag could have been a little better, but it could have been, but it was just fun to see Paige on the commentary team and stuff like that. It was kind of cool. But other than that, we will get started here with The Rock versus Jax Donovan to start off the show here. Now, I have an idea of how I want to, find title opponents. Because I find myself, when it comes to not having a storyline, not really... I have storylines for certain matches. Like CM Punk versus Stone Cold is going to happen at RCW Riot. That is going to happen. Bryan Outlaw versus Chris Danger, that's definitely going to happen. But as far as the title matches, so far, I don't really have anything set in stone yet. I have ideas, but nothing set in stone. But I thought, start off this show with a bang by having the Great One in The Rock come back and return for a match. It's just my antivirus software telling me I have no viruses on my PC. Congrats. But I was very happy to see Kofi actually win and finally get something that he has deserved for a decade. And as Jax Donovan looks to possibly ruin the Great One's return here by getting a win over the Great One. Who knows, that might happen. And imagine what this could do for Jax Donovan's career going forward. Imagine if he actually picks up a win over The Rock here and he can say, I beat The Rock. You know, being as young as he is and knowing that his career has just basically just started. It'd be great to see him get a win over The Rock here, but I don't know. I have to go with The Rock on this one. The veteranship of the Great One. As we are underway here, and The Rock starts off with a clothesline. I've been hearing the finish was supposedly gonna be Becky tapping out Charlotte. Yeah. What, didn't Ronda get pinned? I think it was Ronda who got pinned, wasn't it? If I remember correctly. As The Rock stomps away on Jax, and this is looking like it's going to be some type of squash match here if Jax can't get anything going, and Jax takes the Great One down here. Looking to cause a little bit of havoc, and an enziguri there, taking The Rock down. Now Jax looking to take out the legs of the Great One. You know, now The Rock may be a little bit on the older side, but he still has it. Yeah, there was a botched finish, yeah. Now, there was a lot of people that was really pissed off about that. And, you know, there was some really sexist men that were like, women should never main event WrestleMania ever again because of that finish. But, you know, it's not their fault. Really, it's, you know, it happens. That's just what I saw on the comment thread, you know, and then again, you know, with wrestling fans, nobody's ever happy as belly to belly there by the Great One. And The Rock is definitely feeling it, and an elbow straight to the face of Jax. The Denver native's got to look to find something, and shoulder tackle there. I was very excited to see, I mean, it was kind of an segment, but I was very happy to see John Cena's like old school gimmick come back for that like little segment there. You know, it was good to see old school John Cena. Even though I would have loved to see him face Kurt Angle, since John really got his career started against him. So, but you know, it is what it is. As Jax looking to take down the Great One here, and wow, what the strength from the Denver native, and now he's going to go into a working hold here, trying to wear down the Great One, and that's probably the best thing that he can do right now is as the Great One is no slouch, but if you can find a way to get him, find a weakness as Jax goes for Jaxification. You heard about the guy that, yeah. I heard about that guy that attacked Bret Hart there. Wow. The same guy. Huh? Is there like an actual reason why he attacked Bret Hart in the first place? Did he ever comment on that? As The Rock looked for a quick roll-up here, and Jax kicks out. Tried to sneak one there. Looking for a spine buster on Jax, and connects with a big spine buster there, but the Great One is down to one knee, a little tired there. As I'm surprised Jax has lasted this long. against somebody like the Great One in The Rock. Again, Jax taking down. I think it's great for the women that main evented. You know, I think it's freaking awesome that the women deserve it. You know, with all the stuff that's been happening with women in wrestling over the years, especially WWE-wise, the women deserve it. Like, I don't know why so many people were like, you know, so many sexist men were like, oh my god, you know, botched finish, so women don't deserve to be in the main event of WrestleMania just because of a finish that didn't go as planned. You know, that happens a lot. And even in the men's matches, as The Rock gets up, looking for another DDT here and connects with another DDT on Jax Donovan. But yeah, like, I don't understand why. Like you know, we were talking about how wrestling fans are never happy no matter what happens. No matter what happens. And, you know, it's gotten to the point where it's really pathetic as The Rock looking for rock bottom here. Rock bottom on Jax. Laying him down there. Possibly looking for another one. Looking for another rock bottom. But what's The Rock doing? I think he's going to go for the trifecta here. Looking for the trifecta rock bottom. This has got to be over for Jax here. And no, it's not. I don't know how Jax kicked out of 3 rock bottoms, but that happened. Only on RCW does the real crazy shit happen. Well, honestly, in my opinion, by the comment that you just made by, you know, this guy saying that women don't deserve to be main eventing, you know, as Jax upsets The Rock here, and I don't know how Jax kicked out of 3 rock bottoms, but it happened. It happened. The Great One returns. And Jax ruins it for him. Multiple spine busters, multiple rock bottoms, not enough to keep the Denver native down. And Jax able to defeat a legend here. As you can see, that rock bottom there, but you know, there's some people who sometimes, in my opinion, they don't deserve to be on Twitter, or I wish they, you know, didn't have mouths or whatever, because, you know, honestly, for you know, somebody that's never really, I don't know how big of a wrestling fan that this guy in particular is, But the hardcore ones, the ones that have been, you know, like you and I, you know, regardless of how WWE is, we're always going to love it. You know, the hardcore wrestling fans, no matter what happens with WWE, we're always going to love it. And that's just how it is. And I feel like, you know, there's a lot of, there still is that sexism there. There still is that women only being used for looks or eye candy and whatever. Like, no matter like how much women's wrestling has been revolutionized, there's always going to be that stigma or that stereotype or that sexism where, you know, women are still going to be looked at as, at least by, you know, guys like that guy, that are going to be looked at as B plus players, or eye candy and nothing more. But in my opinion, like, I've watched Shimmer Wrestling, which is all women. I've watched Rise Wrestling, which is all women. I've watched many different matches across many different promotions that have women in them, and I can tell you for a fact, and I'm pretty sure you will agree with this, John, that most of those matches that I have seen are probably the most memorable wrestling matches I'll ever see in my entire life. Like Paige's debut, I'll never forget that. The main roster debut, anyway. That whole rivalry that she had with AJ Lee, I'll never forget that. And that's not just because I'm a Paige fan. That's because of what those two women and to give credit to the rest of the roster, but especially what those two women did to start this whole revolution in women's wrestling. Like no hardcore wrestling fan is gonna forget that stuff. And then we've come a long way where we've seen wrestling, one of those types of entertainment that has been dominated by men for years and years and years. Honestly, I wanted women's Hell in a Cell matches. I wanted women's TLC matches. I wanted all that. I never thought I was ever going to see it. I never thought I was ever going to see that. Ever. Never did I ever think I was ever going to see that. I only dreamt of that shit. And so did those women. I mean, you heard what Paige said the other night at Mania, and scripted or not, she said that she didn't even know that there was going to be she never imagined that there was ever going to be a women's tag team championship. In modern day wrestling. She never imagined that was going to happen. I didn't think it was. I'll tell you that much. I didn't think it was. I didn't. And honestly, as a fan of wrestling, like, and as a person who has met indie wrestlers, like female indie wrestlers, I met male indie wrestlers too as well, but I can tell you there is so much passion in these women. There's literally one of the girls that I met that actually said that I should get into the wrestling industry. When I was talking with her, she shared I can't even remember her name, or her wrestling name anyway. There was so much passion that she had shared in this business. And she told me that she didn't really give a crap whether or not, she was getting paid thousands of dollars or getting paid $30. This is what she wanted to do. And she was a young girl. She had to be like in her 20s maybe. Same age Paige as that. And she was, and take it from Paige, she was the woman that looked different. She was the anti-diva. And I hate the term diva, but I love the whole anti-diva gimmick for her, because she was not like any of the other girls, and with Nia Jax, I'm not like most girls, like her theme song or whatever, but Paige was really the one that really opened people's eyes. I think it was AJ Lee too, but especially Paige, because she was so different compared, and not just in looks, but in everything, gimmick, there's lots of things that I could mention that I can't think of right now, but there's a lot of reasons why I like Paige. There was a lot of reasons why, but to have that experience and to be able to talk to some of these women that have been in wrestling for forever, and that is what they've done, for the rest of their lives, or for a good some of their lives. And, you know, it's but after watching Mania, Kofi should have been main evented over the past few weeks. As become, yeah, exactly. I guarantee that Kofi and Bryan should have main evented it, but it was right for the women. It was right for the women. I think it was, as much as I think that the Kofi one should have been main evented, I think it was time for the women to be main evented. And like I was saying, I was talking to a lot of these indie women wrestlers. And, you know, it wasn't like, as a fan, you know, I was walking around, you know, these indie, and these are all local girls, you know, guys that have wrestled, you know, here in Western New York and stuff like that. And, you know, it's amazing to talk to these women and to talk to these wrestlers that barely get paid anything. And, or not as much as something like WWE anyway. And to see them react to this stuff, you know, when I went to a couple indie events, I was talking to these women and maybe larger until, yeah, exactly. Maybe longer. I can't. Yeah, it would have taken a few more years, I think, if Ronda wasn't there. Because she's just a household name, and I think that's the reason why they got the main event. But, honestly, it was long overdue for the women, though. Based on this year alone, and what has been happening in women's wrestling. Like, not just in WWE, but in other promotions. You know, it's been pretty crazy. But, you know, there's, in my opinion, there's no better passion than seeing women go head to head. What's up, Logan? I've been great, man. I've been great. You know, I've been doing, real nice, you know, trying to figure out what I'm going to do this summer in terms of a, you know, job. But I'm starting to, because I don't want to, yeah, the main takeaway from that match was that the right woman won. I guarantee that's key right there, that Becky won that match. You know, and I think that was the great feeling here is Noelle looks to take on AJ Lee here, and bringing it to AJ Lee is she tries to make a name for herself in the RCW women's division, and with the kip up here, and is AJ Lee returning after some absence here from RCW as another suplex here by Noelle, and Noelle trying to get herself into the championship picture, as Luna Outlaw is our current RCW Women's Champion, and there's still matches to be made for the RCW Riot card. And that is our season finale. That is episode 20 of season 4 of RCW. So that's 5 episodes away. There's Noelle with the reversal, but AJ Lee with a disrespectful slap. And I think that just made Noelle a little bit mad here. She has aligned herself with Tessa Blanchard from Impact. Looking for the Iron Monarch there, but AJ Lee able to reverse that. That's quite the arm bar from Noelle Diamond, and she is not taking her eyes off of the former Divas champion and AJ Lee. I still remember that, what was that? That beating the entire women's roster, WrestleMania 30 for AJ Lee, I think it was. if I remember correctly. Help me remember, John, because I think I remember. I think that's what it was, and then it was Paige that came out to congratulate her, which then led to the match. I think that's what it was, right? It's hard to believe. Honestly, it's still hard to believe for me that I'll never see Paige wrestle again. I'm trying to remember, like, the match that AJ Lee had at WrestleMania 30. Was it like against everybody, all the women on the roster, and then after that it was obviously Paige debuting and congratulating AJ, which then ultimately led to Paige's match, which ultimately led to her becoming the youngest Divas champion of all time at 21. So, that's what I'm trying to remember, is the AJ Lee match that took place at WrestleMania 30. There's a spine buster here from Noelle Diamond, and she's looking to... I never saw that entire pay-per-view, so I don't know. Well, I watched it. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened from it. Is Noelle body slamming AJ Lee with authority there. I honestly loved the Triple H entrance, though. At WrestleMania, that was a dope entrance. And Seth Rollins' ring gear. Seth Rollins' ring gear was pretty sick last night from Mania. Like, I was like, dude, that ring gear, though. It's about time Brock drops the title. Now I just hope he doesn't gain it back quick. I'm still waiting for Braun Strowman to get an opportunity, which eventually he probably will. Like, an opportunity where he's actually going to win it. Is AJ possibly looking for the Black Widow here? This is what she tried to tap out Paige in, and this is the Black Widow from AJ Lee. As Noelle easily gets out of that. We thought... I had so much anxiety that Brian... Yeah, it looked like... I was like, please don't let Brian retain this. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. If this happens... Like, if Kofi did not win, I would have broken my TV. I would have broken my TV. I'm not kidding. College is going great. It's just kind of been a grind trying to get a couple of the last minute stuff done, and it's really just research papers and getting some of the final kinks out done, and then I'm pretty much free for the summer. So the last few weeks always get me nervous because I don't, I know that there's a lot to do when there's really not. It just feels like there is. As Noelle tries to go for the Iron Monarch again, but AJ Lee with a reversal. Kick right to the face. Noelle and AJ Lee trying to make work of Noelle here. You're thinking of giving college a try again? I don't know. It's your decision, man. I mean, last time we talked, you said that you were, it wasn't for you and that you were going to try and, possibly get a job or something else or work out something else for you. So if you think it's worth it, then by all means, give it another try. I mean, I'm just doing it to build my resume, to kind of have something to fall back on. As Noelle escapes another submission by the former Divas champion, and side Russian leg sweep by AJ Lee here, and Well, deciding to roll out, possibly baiting AJ Lee back in, and AJ Lee with a reversal. Oh, missing that move there. And well, don't just do something because your girlfriend's doing it. I mean, you know, do something because you want to do it. You know, if you want to me, like, I wouldn't say college is the only option because it's not. It's not now. But I think in my eyes, like, if you think it would help, you know, better your chances of getting where you want to be, and it depends on where you see yourself or where you want to be in the future, you know. There's a huge DDT reversal there by Noelle, and I think Noelle is just trying to loosen up the arms of AJ Lee here, but AJ Lee with another reversal. And these ladies trying to ruin each other here. Trying to do whatever it takes as AJ's trying to tap out. Noelle here and taking down AJ again. And AJ starting to run out of energy as she's trying to use the ropes to get back to her vertical base and a spinning back fist there. Uh-oh. Trying for the Iron Monarch again, but this time she connects with it. Trying to pull that arm. Noelle trying to lock it in, but realizing. But AJ's able to break out of that one fairly easily. Uh-oh. Another kick to the face. Jeez. And Noelle kicks out at 2. I thought that was over. And now AJ's stretching out the arm. Maybe the veteranship of AJ is just too much for Noelle here, as Noelle's got to find a way. She's in deep trouble here. But it looks like she has an opening. But no, AJ Lee able to. I just want to sleep until the next Mania. Yeah. I want to sleep until the next Mania. Prize fight, Hall of Fame. I didn't watch the Hall of Fame, but honestly, I saw Paige and all those girls in those dresses. Woo! Struck gold by Noelle here, possibly trying to look for struck gold one more time as she lifts her up. Struck gold again. And AJ just kicking. AJ down here, trying to go for the cover. And she gets a win over the former Divas champion. Wow. We saw Noelle try to go for that Iron Monarch, unable to connect with it. I guess she only connected with it once, but wasn't able to lock it in fully. Or at least for a long enough time to get AJ to tap there. And I thought after that one kick to the face there that it would have been over. But Noelle with the victory here. And she is very proud of herself, and she should be, as that might increase her chances of possibly getting an opportunity at the RCW Championship, or RCW Women's Championship, that is. And we have a no disqualification match here between Bryan Outlaw and Roman Reigns. Now, a lot has been on Bryan's mind lately. First, first we saw Chris Danger turn against him. And so he's got that to think about. You know, his no-holds-barred match against Chris Danger at RCW Riot. But then we saw Marielle attack Paige. And I think Chris Danger was behind that to try to get in the head of Brian Outlaw. And we'll see Paige tonight in action against Marielle in an Extreme Rules match, as she wanted that match to possibly get back at Marielle for attacking her. And so we'll see those two in action tonight. We will also see the RCW Carnage champion Seth Rollins against Aleister Black in a Falls Count Anywhere match in our main event tonight too as well. So that should be two amazing matches here. G1. Oh, that's right. The UWGP, the New Japan one. Or yeah, I said your thing. I said your thing. I said UW. I said UWGP. I didn't say the New Japan GP or the NJGP or whatever the frick it's called. I said your thing. Which, by the way, was incredible. I watched that. For some reason, I didn't get the notification that your thing was premiering. But then I watched like part of the premiere, and then I went back after the premiere and watched whatever I missed after that. I have to say that was pretty well put together, especially in the editing department, where you did that whole Bishop thing. I thought that was pretty dope. As the big dog Roman Reigns looks to come out here, and you might notice something different about Brian Outlaw in a couple seconds here, and that is I changed some of the taunts for him. So he's got different taunts now. I thought there needed to be more added to his character, so that's exactly what I did. I, added different taunts to him. So that should add more to his character. I just can't believe that the one taunt that I added was actually in the game. I didn't expect it to be in the game, but it is. As we are underway here, and these two men don't hate each other, however. But this is a no disqualification match, and I have to say that it rules in favor of the Outlaw and Brian here. As a no disqualification match is the perfect stipulation for the Outlaws, as they don't like to play by the rules. And we see a back suplex here from Roman Reigns. And a Lefez press again. From Brian Outlaw on Roman Reigns. See, these two, like I said, these two don't hate each other. In fact, when I asked Brian about Roman Reigns, he said that Roman Reigns, first of all, he congratulated Roman Reigns on his fight with leukemia, able to crush leukemia and come back. I watched the Drew McIntyre match too. I watched that too. Or at least I remember part of it. I don't remember much after that. Because I think I fell asleep in the middle of it. Not because it was boring, but because I was actually really tired. As a fist drop right to the face of Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is in big trouble here. Flexing to the crowd. Brian's a little fired up and decides to get in the face of Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns, though, taking advantage of that as Bryan was gloating a little too much. As that's what Bryan likes to do, likes to gloat a little bit. I should say that's what the Outlaws like to do, because all of them do that. And again, just throwing Bryan. Is look at the size of these. Look at the size of Roman Reigns compared to Bryan here. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I think we know this music. Chris Danger attacking Roman Reigns. What? This doesn't make any sense here. Why would Chris attack Roman and not Bryan? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Chris may just be pissed off. I don't know. And another DDT. I don't know. I don't know what has gotten into Chris. It's hard to read him. As I think Roman was looking for belly to belly there, but that didn't work. And another DDT. Uh-oh. Bryan looking for the correction here on Roman Reigns and connecting with that. But I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready for the jailbreak DDT yet. As he's getting the weapon of choice here. A steel chair. And he's using the steel chair on Roman Reigns. This is something that we've seen that is patented Outlaws here. And a shot to the face of Roman Reigns with the steel chair. A referee's got to get this under control, but he can't really do much about it because this is no disqualification. There is no rules. And Roman Reigns, that might have fired up Roman Reigns here. And a clothesline to Bryan. Looking for a Superman punch on Bryan. I'm surprised he didn't get knocked out by that and Bryan kicked out. You might notice I changed the payback for Bryan now. Now he's got Move Thief instead of Low Blow. Oh, I think Bryan was going to go for correction, but Roman Reigns reversing that. Superman punch again. And Bryan still kicked out. Bryan kicked out again. And another punch to the face. Uh-oh. Possibly looking for a spear here. Spear! On Bryan. Spear! And Bryan kicked out. Bryan still kicked out of it. Bryan's still in this. I don't even know how he's moving right now. As Roman Reigns looked for something big there. I'm not sure what he was looking for, but didn't connect on it. Uh-oh. Bryan might be going for something big here. Oh, maybe not. Reversal from Bryan again. Reversal from Roman again. This is back and forth. Uh-oh. Looking for possibly a power bomb to Bryan, and Bryan kicked out again. Bryan kicked out again, and he's got to roll out. But Roman is right there to meet him. Roman is right there to meet him, and And Bryan possibly bit off more than he can chew here. Looking for the Superman punch again. Looking for the Superman punch again. But Bryan reversed it. Oh, look for the big boot there. Didn't connect on that, but Bryan again flipping over. And able to take Roman down. Uh-oh. What's this? What's Bryan going for? I think he's going for the outlock. Going for the outlock here. This is something we haven't seen Bryan do in a long time. Or even once. I don't even think he's ever used that move. But Roman able to get out of that one. And another big boot. From Bryan as he looks for a correction. He didn't hit it last time, and he's not going to hit it this time either as Roman Reigns gets out of it. And a spear again! Spear again! And Roman wins! Wow! Wow! Oh my lord! We saw Chris Danger shockingly attack Roman Reigns when I thought he might have been going after Bryan Outlaw, as they've been going at it for quite a while now since Chris turned on Bryan, but I guess that's not what happened. I thought Bryan was over after that first spear that we saw, but Bryan kicked out of that, tried to go for the correction twice, and Roman Reigns reversed it. And Roman Reigns gets the victory over Bryan here, but I don't know. Is Bryan losing his touch? Usually he wins those. But it's an Extreme Rules match here. Between Paige and Marielle is... Like I said, Paige wanted this match to happen. And with the attitude of Paige and the attitude of Marielle, this is not gonna be a... This is not gonna be a friendly match here. Definitely not. And Rosemary and Jay and Chris cannot be too far behind from this one. They're probably going to be watching this one fairly closely backstage, especially Rosemary. I don't know what Jay and Marielle offered Rosemary. Maybe their souls? I have no idea. I don't know the whole spiel or the whole deal that was made with those two. I have no idea. I have no clue. That remains to be seen on that one. But Paige looking to get some revenge here. Well, I'm pretty sure Bryan's going to be watching this one closely too as well, despite him losing tonight. And you could see Paige wearing the kind of freaky, kind of bad t-shirt. Or a top, rather, in her case. She said it was Bryan Outlaw's idea to strengthen their connection together by wearing matching shirts. Usually it's girls stealing your hoodies, girls stealing your sweatshirts, whatever it is, but with these two, it's them wearing matching shirts and being together being at ringside or watching very closely backstage at their matches. So, you know, it's a very interesting relationship with these two, with Bryan and Paige. But, you know, I honestly don't really know what goes on half of the time. So, you know, it is what it is. As Marielle looks to even cause more punishment to Paige than she's already caused already. And these two ladies look to go at it as Paige looking to start off this with a swinging neck breaker there. And Paige going right to the outside. As these ladies can be out here, as this is an Extreme Rules match. They can be out here for as long as they want to. A Hurricane Rana there by the former RCW Women's Champion. The first ever, I might add. I think it was all the way back in Season 1. The titles obviously have been redesigned since then, but you know, as Marielle with a big kick to the face of the RCW Women's Champion and planting the face of Paige down in on the outside here. And again, this definitely has to feel good to Marielle here, looking to destroy Paige here. Get inside the head of the Outlaws, as Paige has been really close with the Outlaws, connecting herself with the Outlaws and doing whatever it is she does here. As Paige looking for a weapon to use, but Noelle caught her from behind here. And another swinging neck breaker to Marielle, and Paige has got to possibly looking for something to use, but she decides to get back in the ring. Headbutt. That's trademark Paige right there, especially through the mounted headbutts that she likes to use too. But Marielle gets right back up, and Paige is right there to meet her from on the outside, and a body slam to Marielle there. And these ladies can't seem to find anything from underneath the ring. Looks like we need to be restocked here. And a super kick right to the face of Marielle as Paige continuing to walk around. Just doing her thing here. Looking to search for something, but can't seem to find anything. Looking for a suplex on the outside and connects with that. We've been making sure that Paige has been healthy, but she's had neck issues, which ultimately made her retire from WWE, and another swinging neck breaker there. And there is the special ring bell back there as Paige redecorated our announce tables. And Paige looking to take this fight out. Into the WWE universe here, or RCW universe, excuse me. And these two ladies looking to beat the hell out of each other, as right here is not as forgiving as the ring is. And I don't know what she tried to go for there. Maybe a cross body and a hit with the chair. Using the steel chair. Learning something from the Outlaws, aren't you, Paige? That's probably what Brian taught her. Brian has taught her a lot of things. Looking to powerbomb Paige through the table here. Powerbomb through the table. Now working on the legs of Paige now. A drop kick to the Diva of Tomorrow, as she was often called, and as well as the Anti-Diva. She has many nicknames in the WWE, but now looking for a page turner here. What a great camera angle here, and a page turner. On Marielle looking to grab the chair again, and now using the chair even more now. Oh, you missed that one, Paige. Once again, punishing Marielle. This is revenge here. This is absolute revenge. Elbow right to the leg. Continuing to try to injure the legs of Marielle, but Marielle pushes her away for the time being. And a big fist to the face, big punch. Looks like she powered that one up, and Marielle looking to just walk out of here and possibly walk back to the ring. I don't know. She's back in the ring now. Possibly looking out, waiting for Paige to get back there. Now both ladies are back. Both ladies are back in the ring now. As Paige was waiting for it, and a headbutt right to the back of the neck looked like. I've never seen Paige do that. I've seen Paige do headbutts. I've just never seen that from that angle. Looking for another Paige Turner here. Paige Turner again. Paige Turner again looking to pin Marielle here. And Marielle kicked out. She just kicked out. Uh-oh. Possibly looking for the Rampage here. Rampage on Marielle. Marielle's in big trouble, looking for another Rampage. Looking for another one here. Rampage again. And Paige is fired up. She's not wanting to end this yet. She wants to cause as much pain to Marielle as she can. Yeah, I've always liked that finisher. I like the PTO too, but I just love the Rampage just because, you know, how Paige like hoists her up and stuff, and then... Uh-oh. Possibly looking for the Paige tap out here. But Marielle reversed that one fairly quickly. Sorry, I was just checking a text here. Looking to finish Paige here, and Marielle finished. She finished Paige. I thought Paige had her there. But Marielle caught her. It looked like we were going to see Paige win this here. I thought she was going to win after that Paige Turner, after that other Paige Turner, but Marielle kicked out of that. But I think... I still haven't named her finisher yet. I have to call it something. I want it to be a dope name. I still have to call it something. I think it's like a Canadian... I know what the move is. I think it's a Canadian Destroyer is actually the actual move, but... I was thinking of like maybe a Rogue's End or whatever, or Bloodlust or something or whatever. I don't know. Something to kind of go with her whole like crazy freaking gimmick or whatever. Rogue Destroyer. I kind of like that. I think I'll go with that. Since I don't even... Surprisingly, like, when I make these wrestlers, I never think of names for their finishers. I never do. Like, usually it takes me a while to think of names for their finishers. You know, out of everything. Like, me, like, it might... The longest thing for me when I make these wrestlers... you know, especially, you know, since I make them, like, hella detailed and everything, it's really the moveset. Like, actually, like, going through the standard edit of the moveset and then naming the finisher. You know, so we have, you know, the Sky heel hook, which is Sky Outlaws submission, and then we have Skyfall, and then, you know, I obviously know all of the wrestlers, actually WWE wrestler finishers. I know some of the Impact wrestlers finishers too as well. I know some of that. You know, so it's the assassination. I like that. I like that for the Kaeva thing. I like that. I think that's kind of cool. That was dope. I like that. I like the name of that, but you know, the reason why I like to name their finishers, I could just say the name of the move, but you know, the reason why I like to name their finishers is because, you know, it's iconic, you know? Like, you know, Aleister Black's Black Mass, or you know, the running knee strike or whatever, or the pop-up knee strike, or I think it's called, or something. I don't know. It's just, I usually just call it the running knee strike or the pop-up knee strike or something like that. I loved his entrance at TakeOver though, and the whole audience was like singing his entrance music. I'm scared though that he's gonna get buried on the main roster if he's actually like staying there. Because Aleister Black and Ricochet are both great singles stars. They were good. They were good at WrestleMania though. I actually like those two. I'm not saying I love them as a tag team, but I'm saying the matches that they put on are pretty dope. Especially the one at TakeOver. That's because Triple H runs that. As Aleister Black looks to get a victory over. You won't look at him. Haha, the least they can do is not use him as much as they should. Yeah. Yeah. We have the Carnage champion, Seth Rollins. You know what would be dope? Is if Seth Rollins gets in a feud with Roman Reigns. Eventually. Imagine how dope that would be. I think that would be a dope feud if scripted right. I'm just saying, like, I don't see it. Like, kind of, not the same as Dean Ambrose, though. Not the same angle. But, like, when he was, when he turned on the Shield, like, back in 2014, and he had the whole authority thing, and he was WWE champion. Reigns and Rollins, yeah. Like, not in this, obviously. Because I have something planned for Rollins, but like in WWE. You know, because they already have so much chemistry already. You know, because they were members of the Shield, whatever. You know, I kind of like the Dean Ambrose thing and him turning on Seth. I thought that was dope. So, yeah, I'm not saying right now. I'm saying down the road. I wasn't like saying like right now as Aleister Black. I think Reigns should. Yeah. Reigns will be better on SmackDown. I think. Especially with all the talent there is a German suplex. There by the root of all evil, Aleister Black. And a knee. Drew McIntyre. Yeah! Hell yeah! I love Drew McIntyre. I can't tell you how much I love that dude. I freaking love that guy. I never realized just how big that guy is until I saw him live. That guy's a monster of a man. like in terms of like height and everything, and how jacked he is. I mean, you look at Braun Strowman, and obviously that guy's a big dude, but even Drew McIntyre, it's like, holy crap, he's freaking, you know, jacked. You know, it's crazy. There's another German suplex there by Aleister Black, and this is a Falls Count Anywhere match, so these two can go anywhere in the arena. Imagine what a win this would be for Aleister Black if he could pick up the win over Seth Rollins here. Looking to pin Aleister off of that move and a kick out at 1. Referee's right there in perfect position though. It's Aleister throwing. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize how big you. I didn't realize how big he was either. You know, I was like, damn, that dude's freaking huge. When you went to the same event I did, right? Yeah, you went to the same event I did. I think you went with your brother, you said. I swear Bayley waved at me. Bayley saw me. I swear to God. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. Because the hugger saw me. Dude, Luke Harper, it looks freaking amazing. You remember, you know, he wasn't a big guy, but he lost a lot of weight, dude. And he looks jacked now. He looks really good. Right behind Bayley and Sasha. I mean, with those booties, probably, that's probably the greatest view. Oh, nope, it was Alexa Bliss. It was Alexa Bliss looking at that booty the whole time. That was great. Now Seth Rollins going to the top rope here. And Seth Rollins with a stomp to the chest. Yeah, I like Luke Harper. Ever since he left the Wyatt family, I feel like he's just been underused and underappreciated. And I feel like that happens a lot. Like, once you leave a tag team, like a decorated tag team like the Wyatt family or something like that, like, you're never treated the same after that. Like, they have no way to... It's almost like they're like, oh, we don't give a crap about you anymore, you know, whatever, and you know, it's kind of pathetic to me. As Aleister Black looking for the running step up knee strike here, and a running step up knee strike. No, I thought he hit it at first, but Rollins reversed it. With a small package here, looking to make Aleister go down for the 3 count. Yeah, start using Rowan as like Brian's like insurance policy. I'm just glad that Brian doesn't have the frickin' title anymore, and that frickin' abomination of whatever the frickin' title was is over. It's a big knee to Aleister Black, and Seth Rollins looking to get the win here, and Aleister kicks out in defiance with a monster kick out there. As Seth Rollins going up to the top rope here, what's he looking for? Possibly a big splash, but he goes for the moonsault instead. I thought he was going to go for that splash that he likes to do off of the top rope, but I guess not. And that Miz versus Shane match, that was dope too. I like that match. That was pretty insane. Oh no. Seth, big suplex back into the ring here from the apron. Seth going after the arm of Alistair, and Alistair is writhing in pain right now, trying to figure out what he's got to do. To get a win here over the RCW Carnage champion, that should definitely increase his possibility of being in a title match in the future. If he can get a win here. The reversal there as Alistair looks for a way back into this. Remember, this is a Falls Count Anywhere, but I don't think it matters to Alistair. I don't really think it matters, and he's looking to run and possibly look for a clothesline there, but didn't work. And a kick right to the midsection. And a DDT to Seth Rollins. Uh-oh. What's Alistair doing right here? Alistair looking to go out to the RCW Universe here, and Seth Rollins is back in the ring, but Seth Rollins following him. The ref not too far behind, as this is a Falls Count Anywhere. Doesn't matter where they go. As they're going all around the arena here, as you can see some of the lights. And these two are just following each other. What are they playing? Follow the leader or something? Now they're back near the stage. Near the stage area. As Alistair gets on top of the stage here. I don't know what he was trying to do there. Obviously Seth Rollins a little bit too far away from him. And the referee makes his way back here as he's the guy that they have to keep track of. And the referee gets on. And a jumping knee right to the chest of Seth Rollins. Oh, possibly looking for Black Mass. Looking for Black Mass here on Seth Rollins. Black Mass on Seth. Black Mass. Looking to pin Seth Rollins here. 1, 2, and Seth kicks out. Seth kicked out of the Black Mass. Oh, what a reversal. A reversal, though. Seth Rollins, I don't know where he plans to drag Alistair. There's possibly towards the stage area, and I don't know where he slammed Seth Rollins there. I don't even know where it was. That was a weird camera angle. And now Seth Rollins looking to just find a way to win against Aleister Black here. And both of these men are on the stage now. And a DDT on the stage. This is not as forgiving as... Definitely not as forgiving as the ring is. Oh no. Looking for Black Mass. Once again. Black Mass again. On Seth Rollins. Alistair looking for the win over Seth here. And Seth kicked out again. Seth kicked out again. Oh my lord. And a stomp right to the chest of Seth Rollins. I don't know how Seth Rollins is still staying in this. Uh-oh. Seth with the reversal. Now Seth just might be in the driver's seat here, looking for the Falcon Arrow on the stage. Jeez. Oh no, and the knee right to the face of Alistair. And Alistair kicked out. Alistair kicked out at 2. Uh-oh. I think Seth is walking away. I don't know why Seth would be doing that, and apparently the referee's a little moonwalking a little bit, like Michael Jackson there, deciding to walk backwards. And Seth, for some reason, wants to take this back into the ring. I have no idea why, but decided to anyway. But Seth Rollins is coming out. Seth Rollins, it might have just been mind games a little bit, might be playing with Aleister Black here. I don't know what's got into Seth here, but, you know, he went back to the ring and now all of a sudden he wants to go back out again? Uh-oh, looking to pick up Seth here, but Seth reverses. Seth reversed. Aleister reversed. Man, what a back and forth matchup this is between these two great talents. A kick right to the midsection. It's been quite the match here between these guys. And another kick to the midsection as Aleister reverses yet again. Can't connect with that knee though. Uh-oh. Looking for a black mass again. But Seth reversed. And now Seth getting down onto the floor. Maybe looking to just recuperate right now and to think about what he's going to do. As Aleister's fired up. But that elbow just busted Aleister wide open here. I don't know what Seth looks to be doing. And Seth is deciding to drag Aleister backstage. And this match is going backstage. I've actually never seen that animation where an AI actually drags you backstage before. That's something new for me. I've never seen that happen. But that's kind of cool, honestly. That's really cool. I've never seen that. Looking for that knee again. And Aleister kicked out. Again. Aleister kicked out of the knee yet again. Aleister will not stay down. What are you doing, Seth? What are you doing? Is this one of the weird game glitches again? I don't know what it was, but he just kind of turned around, then turned around again. As Aleister kicking out of that knee again, that might have just ignited a fire in Aleister as he's looking to sit down and possibly get himself going again. As Seth Rollins gets up. Now they go to the hallway now. And Aleister. Again, I thought, look at that little bookshelf there. A little bit of movement from that little bookshelf. Or whatever that thing is. Shelves or whatever. That's kind of like the thing I got in my room right now, honestly. Because I have a thing that's just like that with 3 shelves that you put stuff on and looking to pin Aleister again, but Aleister kicks out again in defiance. Uh-oh. Seth Rollins looking to use a steel chair on Aleister. Just one shot. Looking again to use the steel chair and using the steel chair again. Now working on the legs of Aleister Black, and Aleister can't hit the Black Mass if you can't use his legs. Now just stomping away on Aleister, but Seth looked for possibly a Falcon Arrow and a clothesline. And referee is not too far away. And another reversal from Aleister. Look at this back and forth match between these two men, and another DDT on the floor. But Seth with the reversal. Seth with the reversal. Oh, looked for Insaguri there, or possibly a drop kick. I don't know which. Pushed him away, and a chop. And another kick. Just these quick strikes here from Seth Rollins, and Aleister kind of walking away a little bit. Thinking about it. Allowing Seth to get up to his feet. I don't understand why, but he is anyway. Lifting Seth up. Oh, and another kick to the side of the head of Seth Rollins. Uh-oh. Looking for Black Mass again. Looking for Black Mass again. Black Mass on Seth Rollins. Referee's right there. 1, 2, 3. Aleister wins. Wow. I'm surprised they didn't play his entrance. Oh, I guess it doesn't work out here because, you know, it's a false count anywhere. I wasn't sure if the entrance music would pop on or not. But Aleister wins, and that is our show, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of that match there. That was an insane main event here from Seth Rollins. I thought after that one knee, as soon as Seth carried Aleister to the backstage area, I thought that one knee was it. I thought that was over. But Aleister kicked out. Then it went back and forth for a bit, and then finally another Black Mass had allowed Seth Rollins to be defeated there, and Seth did not kick out of that one. And what does this win mean for Aleister Black? I think, honestly, after that match, he might have just earned his shot at the RCW Carnage Championship against Seth Rollins. You know, because if you beat the champion, your chances of being in a title match increase exponentially. So, I don't know. Do you guys think he deserves a title opportunity? Let me know your thoughts in my Discord, or, you know, any of your thoughts here on this season of RCW as we are inching closer to the season finale. There is my Discord as I typed it in there. Feel free to join that, as, you know, it's, first of all, it's free to create an account, so you don't gotta pay anything. I know some of you don't really like the whole Facebook and other social media platforms, and Discord is just a better place to get in contact with me and other people that love the show and that love wrestling in general, because that is what we do here on the channel. I love wrestling more than anything in the world, so, you know, with that, you guys can further the discussion. You know, let me know what you guys think of Noelle Diamond here. We haven't seen her in a while, but, you know, we've seen her lately on RCW, but, you know, there was times where we didn't see her too much, and now, do you think with her possibly making an alliance with Tessa Blanchard, and, you know, the last time we had seen her besides this episode, you know, she kind of made an alliance with Tessa Blanchard there, and do you think that she is next in line for the RCW Women's title after defeating AJ Lee there? So, you know, who knows? a lot of stuff can happen within 5 episodes. So, it might be, that might happen. Who knows? So, pretty much I can tell you, like, 2 matches that are probably going to happen for certain are the CM Punk Stone Cold match. That's going to happen. And also the Brian Outlaw Chris Danger match. Like, that's one of the matches that's going to happen. So, right now, let's see. We have the tag team titles. We have the world title. We have the women's title. We have the Carnage title. So, we have 4 matches. So, we have 6 matches in total that are going to happen. And the game allows you to do 7. Usually I like to have a full card, usually, but that doesn't always have to be that way. We don't always have to make it like a full 7 matches. But every title must be defended at the pay-per-view, and, since we already have Danger in a match, we still got to figure out who's going to face the tag team guys. Like, who's going to have, an opportunity at the tag team titles. Who's going to have an opportunity at AJ Styles RCW World Championship. And I think the best way of doing it is doing kind of like what we did the previous time. Kind of having a couple matches, random superstars. Maybe having some qualifying matches. Maybe we have an episode dedicated to that. Have some qualifying matches for the men, for the world, for the RCW World Championship contendership, and then whoever wins those matches, all of those men will be in a fatal 4-way or fatal 5-way or whatever, and the winner of that match will take on AJ Styles. Some of you have been saying that J Rogue could possibly take on AJ Styles because of the attack that happened when J Rogue debuted, which also could be a possibility. The only issue with that is I feel like J Rogue just debuted, and there have been instances where superstars have been in championship matches in their main roster debut, hence Paige, cough cough, but that was sort of to make history, honestly. But those suggestions will be taken into consideration. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing J Rogue and AJ Styles battle it out for the championship. That would be one hell of a match, I think. Just because those two are very acrobatic. Those two are, pretty insane, especially J Rogue with the Rogue Stomp and what he likes to do, and what AJ likes to do with the phenomenal forearm and all that crazy shit. So, that could be a possibility. So we might do that. We might actually end up doing that. I really like with how this Rogue and Outlaw storyline's going right now. Some of you have asked, maybe we have like a family warfare, where it's the Rogue family versus the Outlaw family, which is sort of what made me think of the whole Marielle attacking Paige sort of thing, and having Chris Danger like initiate that, and that sort of started the rivalry between him and Chris, even after Chris turned on Brian. So, who knows? There's many different possibilities that we have. In terms of my career, though, I am very excited to do my career. I know John and I have been talking a shit ton about that, and we definitely we've definitely have been talking about some big matches. We've talked about some dream matches that Brian could have in my career universe mode or whatever. We've talked about that. We've talked about him with the possibility of facing like Stone Cold and The Rock and HBK. I believe was one of the things that came up. And he was telling me, make sure you save the big matches for the pay-per-views, and don't worry, we will do that. I'm not going to be dumb and have, HBK face Brian on SmackDown or whatever show he ends up going to. I also have, a lot of superstars from other promotions downloaded because of the community creations. So I sort of have, and I did that because I wanted to make this a lot more. I wanted to make that series, with endless possibilities. Like, maybe he leaves WWE for a bit and goes to other promotions and stuff like that. Because there was an angle that I really liked, with the whole Triple H and CM Punk thing, and Vince and CM Punk leaving, and CM Punk being pissed at Vince because he didn't get a main event at WrestleMania or something like that, and the whole screwing him over, and that's why he left WWE, and that's why he hates WWE, and that's probably why he will never come back to WWE. And I really like that idea. I love the whole, and honestly, I've always wanted to work at indie promotions, hence why I'm trying to get a job right now. Thanks to my buddy Kenny, who knows this guy that works on the indies. Nothing big, just something local, and he was telling me some things about what I could possibly do to get a job. Because my mom was telling me about, jobs on campus at my college, and honestly, I haven't even looked at any of those. But I'd rather work in the field that I'm going for, like, sort of just to get my foot in the door, you know what I mean? Sort of like an internship at a small wrestling promotion. It could be even something that's not even known. It could be something like, I don't know, we have ESW, Empire State Wrestling, out here in New York, and that's just a wrestling promotion that wrestles around Western New York here, and also upstate New York, and that could be a possibility. But even if it's a promotion that isn't even well known, or even if it's not an actual promotion and it's just a place that wrestles, that gets a bunch of people together in some like high school gym or whatever and wrestles or something like that. Something to just get my foot in the door. And honestly, I realized with doing this series, with doing RCW, with doing Brian Outlaw's My Career Universe Mode, and doing Lockdown and stuff like that, I sort of realized the potential that this has of becoming a reality. And something something more than just in a video game. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. Just the fact that I never would have thought that I would be going to school to get into the wrestling industry. Honestly, I knew that there was more jobs out there in the wrestling industry than just being a wrestler. Because there's producers, there's on-screen managers, there's commentators, there's writers. There's, there's tons of things in wrestling. There's makeup artists even. There's production team. The guys that get all the pyro and crap together. There's guys in these big frickin' trucks that have tons of different camera angles that are making sure the whole show goes right. Or at least in WWE, that's how it is. And, and I feel like there's so much job opportunity in the wrestling industry that doesn't necessarily have to be you in the ring wrestling. And, that could be just as fun as being in the ring and wrestling. But, I would have to say my top 3 jobs that I would want to get into is either being an on-screen manager of somebody, because I feel like that's where I would shine at. Being able to actually act out the Brian Outlaw character like I do here on this show and that I do on Lockdown, but also being able to achieve that dream of being a wrestler and acting out that character without necessarily having to compete in the ring. Commentating is something that I've always wanted to do, as well as writing, because all these 3 things are stuff that I already do. And I was explaining to my buddy from college that those are 3 things that I already do. And that I actually do pretty well, in my opinion. And you guys have given me feedback, which is why I ask you guys for that stuff. Not just to make the show more entertaining, but to get better at what I already do, because I want this to be a job where I actually get paid doing it. And, without you guys, and without this show, and without Lockdown, and everything that we've done here on the channel up to this point, when I actually did the whole rebranding, and I actually was like, I want to do wrestling on this channel, that's... Without all of this, I probably would still be, at my previous college, doing something that I don't necessarily love doing, and not even thinking about the possibility of making this a reality and turning it into a job that I could potentially do as a long life career. Because I'm young, I'm only 20 years old. The world, I always live by the expression, the world is your oyster, and life is what you make of it. So, it's just one of those things where, thanks Heavy for the lurk, I appreciate it. It's just one of those things that, I've always wanted to do as a wrestling fan. Did I necessarily want to do it as a job? No, because I never actually thought of it until recently. Because I thought that, you could be in wrestling. And I knew that there was other roles in wrestling. But honestly, maybe I just didn't think of my potential. Maybe I just thought, it's just wrestling and that's what people care about. They don't necessarily care about what goes behind the scenes, or you're not as important as the talent that actually wrestles. But maybe I don't know what I thought back then or a few years ago, but that's what I thought. And being, like I said, having that experience of talking to wrestlers, and what I said at the beginning of the stream, just having that experience talking to the wrestlers and knowing what it's actually like to be in that business, coming from a first-hand account of people that I've known that wrestle. And that not necessarily wrestle, but they weren't just telling me what it was like to wrestle for, whatever promotion that they were wrestling for. They were telling me, literally what it was like to be a part of the wrestling industry. And what it's like for everyone to be a part of it. Not just necessarily being there and beating the hell out of some other chick or some other guy, depending on if you're male or female. But it's the experience. It's the fan experience. It's the interaction that you get, and that's what I've told people all the time. As fans of wrestling, there is nothing like wrestling in the sense of, or sports entertainment, I should say, in the sense of, like, that's why I said, like, why WrestleMania was way too long. The crowd was in for it, and seeing the crowd get like immensely hyped up over something, like immensely hyped up over a match, or that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. The crowd reaction, the fan reaction, because your character that you're acting out and what you're doing there, it depends on the fans. So if the fans don't boo you and you're a heel, that either means, one, that the writers are just crap, or you're crap at acting out your character, or you're just not good at acting out your character. That's what it really is. And I feel like regardless of the writers are going to do whatever. But, if the fans aren't booing somebody, it's kind of like what happened with Becky Lynch and how she turned heel and nobody was booing her, and how Charlotte was always the one getting booed. And then they had to sort of like flop everything. It's sort of that. If that didn't happen, then they didn't necessarily change the gimmick. They just changed the way they booked things. And changed the way the whole story thing was going. That's kind of how they handled that. But, that's exactly my point. That's the whole fan interaction and the whole thing. Like, fans at the end of the day, they're the reason why anybody does anything. Why, your favorite artists make music. Why... but I feel like with wrestling, like, you have a better chance of meeting your favorite wrestler than you do your favorite singer, I think. Honestly. I have probably a better chance... I honestly, like, if I didn't meet Paris, I would probably have a better chance of meeting Paige than I would, or meeting somebody, meeting one of my favorite wrestlers. It doesn't necessarily have to be a WWE wrestler, than meeting my favorite band. I would honestly think that, because, without the fans, nobody would be nothing. But especially especially wrestling and the wrestlers that take part in entertaining us. They wouldn't be anything without us. Their characters. The hype, the theme songs, all that crap. Everything. The wrestling industry wouldn't be what it is without fans. And there's so-called fans that always get pissed off about whatever happens. And wrestling is one of those sports where it's sports entertainment anyway that gets split, and where it's like you have the fans that just criticize it all the time and that are never happy fans, and then you have the fans that love it no matter how crappy the storyline is. And that's really the second one that I mentioned, the fans that love it no matter how crappy it is the reason why I'm a wrestling fan. I don't care how crappy the storylines are. I'm still going to watch the pay-per-views. I'm still going to... Yes, I look to other wrestling promotions other than WWE, but, no matter how crappy the storylines are for WWE, I'm still going to enjoy it. No matter how many times I'm like, what the hell kind of match is this? Or what the hell kind of booking is this? I'm still going to watch it, I'm going to criticize it, but in a way that's respectful and not just me whining and complaining, like most people do it. But, that's just sort of my thoughts on this and how everything's gone so far. And I appreciate everything that you guys have done. Even for those of you that have showed up for your first time today. Everything that I've done for this show, and the fact that I've grown because of this. And the fact that, people have said to me, I'd rather watch your show than WWE, or I'd rather, I love your show and I love what you do and I love the creativeness that you put into it. Even people who have never seen the show that I've talked to that have said that they love the creativity part of it and they love the passion that I put into it. It doesn't matter if they've never seen the show before, but they have loved the passion and just hearing me talk about it. It's really appreciated. Anything having to do with the show and any of the positive feedback, even the constructive criticism that I receive from it, is welcome too as well. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. So thank you guys for joining me today, and I will catch you guys on Wednesday. There should be a stream. If I'm not working on some college stuff, I have some college stuff I got to do. But if I'm not working on any of that, or if nothing's up for me, I should be able to stream as usual. I'll let you guys know if anything changes, but as of now, it should be okay. So thank you guys for joining me today, and I will catch you guys on Wednesday for the next stream here at Botch TV. See you later, guys.